What up, everybody? I got my Giratina VStar deck that I've been working on since release day of Lost Origin, and I'm pretty excited to actually just show it to you and give you a little bit of gameplay to go with it. I'm going to start from the bottom and go up because I think a lot of people go from the top to the bottom and they forget to include all the energy, and I think that's one of the most important parts of this deck here. So I wanted to start, especially, and I'm going to move over a little bit so you can see. 3 water energy, very important. Then we play 5/5, grass, and psychic. The tool cards are pretty important. We go 2/1, air balloon, choice belt, and then I think the supporters are actually like super standard. 4/2 chorus to boss is like what I've seen. 2 training court is pretty standard. I'm questioning the ultra ball. The 2 switch for scoop up net, very standard. Quick ball, very standard. 4 mirage gate, very standard. 1 rod. 1 lost vacuum. You can sometimes maybe play 2. I'm on 3 battle VIP right now. It's kind of hard to go either way. Hisuian heavy ball is very necessary. I play many one-offs in the Pokemon. Radiant Greninja, Manaphy, Luminion, Prehmium, and Sableye, and Crobat. And then we play 4 Comfey and a 3-2 line of the Giratina V, Giratina VStar. That's what I have found is most comfortable because I often just discard or Lost Zone, my 3rd Giratina VStar, and sometimes I honestly end up doing the same for my Giratina V, but I want to make sure I can get that attacker out early, so that's why I don't go 2-2. I think 3-2 is a little bit easier. The evolution is always easier to go 1 less of. But yeah, this deck has been super fun to play. I just adjusted it a little bit before this game. I put the Manaphy back in. I was kind of going iffy, you know, I didn't know if I wanted it or not, but I've decided I do want the Manaphy because I don't want to have to worry about scoop up netting my Comfey, because Radiant Greninja is just on a tear right now. I've been getting a lot of Moonlight Shurikens off with the Mirage Gate, and it's just been very easy to mess people up. So let's check out that game. Alright, here we go, folks. So I apologize, I forgot to record the video in HD. I mean, it's in like half HD, it's in 1440. So I apologize if it's a little bit fuzzy. I will make sure that it is, you know, in full HD next time. So today we had a nice little okay start. We had 2 Comfey and a Radiant Greninja. So the best thing about starting with Comfey is that you get to activate flower selecting first. That's what you want. Now I had a really tough Comfey choice in my very first flower selecting. I had Comfey and Mirage Gate, and I really do not like to have to get rid of a Mirage Gate. If I can get all 4 in play in one game, that's amazing. You usually can only get like 2, so having access to 3 is what I really like. So I can usually afford to get rid of 1, but I did not want to start off by getting rid of 1, so I chose to put the Mirage Gate in my hand. Discard the Lost Zone the Comfey. I used Radiant Greninja's ability. Then I had to retreat my first Comfey into my second Comfey so that I may use another flower selecting. And now I had another really tough decision. They had to give me 2 Mirage Gates straight off the gate. So Manaphy is needed. We're playing against a Remoraid. Remoraide's Rapid Strike. I know Rapid Strike Urshifu is maybe making a little bit of a comeback, so I didn't want to discard my Manaphy, or Lost Zone my Manaphy. Not discard. Discard is fine because I do play Ordinary Rod, so I could get it back potentially. But I did not want to Lost Zone my Manaphy and then have it be gone the rest of the game. So unfortunately, this time we did have to get rid of the Mirage Gate. So we take care of that, and then at this exact point in time, we had another really tough decision. I think at this point I decided to quick ball away the Lost Vacuum, and with that I got Giratina V because I just didn't want to go into turn 2 without having a chance to evolve into a V-Star. And this was a really tough choice as well because I really wanted to save this quick ball for a potential Colress the turn after the next turn. So this is a slow start for myself, well, medium slow start. I was able to get 2 cards in the Lost Zone on turn 1. I'm still figuring out if I should be going first or second with this deck, and I think ultimately first is probably best because if you can get a couple of Comfey in play, then you can at least get 2, you know, 1, 2, maybe 3 cards in the Lost Zone, and then by your second turn, maybe you can even activate Mirage Gate if that's the case. But to be fair, using Colress is such a great way to get your whole situation started, your whole deck engine running, because it gives you access to 5 cards, which is great. You get 3 of the preferred ones you want, and you get to start your Lost Zone engine up all in 1 card. Colress is absolutely awesome. In combination with Comfey, it's fantastic. So then when I saw Rapid Strike Urshifu V, I'm like, okay, you know, that's exactly what we were, I would say, like, preparing for with the Manaphy. So now I can bench my actual, like, notice how I grabbed the Manaphy, but I didn't actually bench it. That's because you still don't know what's going on. They attached to Urshifu and then passed, so they also got off to a bit of a slow start. And at this point, I'm like, all right, Manaphy's got to go down immediately. And then we just start flower selecting. I had to choose between this time Air Balloon and Boss's Orders. I played 2 boss, and I'm like, you know what? We're gonna have to do what we gotta do. So I will go with another flower selecting, and they're giving us Mirage Gate in 3 of the 4 flower selectings. So I had to go with the, what do you call it, Lost Zone my second one, because I needed Luminion here. I needed Colress. I absolutely needed to get my supporter in play. So this was the first time I've actually had to Lost Zone 2 Mirage Gate. It's pretty rare that they show up in the flower selecting like that, it's only out of 2 cards, and if it shows up in Colress, then you can actually choose it. So, and then I noticed too, there's only 1 Colress in my deck. I play 4, I've used 0. So that was also pretty concerning at this point. So, and right now, this is a pretty easy selection here. Battle VIP is the easiest card in the world, obviously, to Lost Zone. You can't even use it, so perfect. And then another thing that I've noticed as well is the ball selection, the ball surge, will be the next thing that I usually go for. I needed the energy. I wanted to use Radiant Greninja's concealed cards ability, so I needed that. And the scoop up nets are absolutely valuable to get going what I'm trying to do right now as well. So this was a weird turn because I wanted to get as much out of it as I can, and you have so many pieces here and you can use them multiple ways. Like I'm using the scoop up nets on Greninja to do an additional concealed card, where I could have used scoop up net on Comfey, bring in the first one, scoop up that one, put the first one down, and then did I switch already? No, I did already switch the first time, so I would have needed to switch card to get back into that. So I think that's why I went with the Radiant Greninja play. And now here I lost vacuum my own air balloon, and then because I have another one in hand, and that will activate my Mirage Gate. That was, for me, pretty much the perfect play, because what it allowed me to do was get my Lost Zone just built up ASAP, and I have the second air balloon already in play. And right here is pretty important sequencing. What I do is I pick up the Comfey, and I go for Giratina, knowing that I'm going to probably want to use this Crobat. So I Mirage Gate first, and it's really unfortunate because I still have so many cards in my hand, but I really needed to get more. I needed to, when I had that big full hand, you know, I needed to use all of those cards in the order to get through my deck the most, and this was what I was able to do. I was able to find the energy, find this, get off the Shred Attack, and take out the Remoraid. So that was as successful as a turn as I could have hoped for, honestly. The only other thing that I could have really tried to do was get out my Cramorant and take out the Remoraid with the Cramorant. I think that would have been the only other maybe ideal play. And even look at this right now, like I'm playing the 3-2 Giratina. I've only got the 1 out there. I only really need the 1 because in a lot of decks when you have, you know, a V attacker and a VStar attacker, you usually play, you know, 3-3 or 4-3 or what have you. But with this exact card, I think that it's possible because we have so many other attackers. We have Radiant Greninja for Moonlight Shuriken. We have Sableye for an attacker. We have Luminion. We play the water energy, so we can actually put them on Luminion and hit for 120 against, say, a Regieleki or another, Cramorant, for example. So we have options, so that's why we don't need to play a full line of Giratina. What I do here is I switch into Comfey, I go flower selecting, and this was a pretty easy choice. I wanted the Cramorant. What I was just saying was we play a short line of the Giratina because we don't need, I mean, look at our bench, look at what we got. We already have the Giratina in hand. We're good to go if this one goes down or if we need to set up another one. But what I wanted was that Cramorant out there to be able to have a nice 0 energy attacker on some of these weaker Pokemon that my opponent's putting out for their support Pokemon. My support Pokemon are all big. His support Pokemon are all weak. That's where the Cramorant comes into play. So this, I'm going to start skipping here because it's getting pretty long. I go for Colress, and this was a pretty big Colress. So I almost took the energy and left the Sableye, but then I realized how important the Sableye could be in this particular matchup. He has the Sobble out there, he has the Remoraid out there, and I'm counting my Lost Zone cards. With 2 on each side, I had 7 there, so I had 9 cards in my Lost Zone right now. As soon as I'm done with this Colress experiment, I'm going to be up to 11 cards. That's pretty sweet. So as soon as that's done, that means I've essentially activated my Sableye VStar power of 10 cards in the Lost Zone. I pick him up, I switch into Giratina because I have the switch card in my hand. It doesn't matter what I switch into right now. And then I put the Sableye on the bench, and I have the Mirage Gate. I've already looked at my deck, I know what's in there. I opt to only take the 1 card because I wanted to leave the last energy for my other Giratina V if I needed it. So that's why I didn't take that and put it on anything right here. And oh, here it was perfect. You have to take your cursor off a little bit to click, or else it'll make the card really big and hard to click and see what you're doing, just like right there. And I didn't want to accidentally click 7 damage counters on the 60 Pokemon. And that was beautiful. I haven't really gotten many 2 KO knockouts with Sableye. Placing 12 damage counters on 260 HP Pokemon is what I dreamed about when this set was released and when I first saw that Sableye. I saw all these 60 HP Pokemon. I was thinking about was it Celebrations Mew? I forget where that Mew came from, but the Mew that is always playing look at the top 6 cards of your deck and take an item card. I had that in mind, this in mind, and this guy bosses up my Manaphy. He bossed up my Manaphy. I mean, at this point, it's game over. I could have done any number of things. I could have evolved to Giratina V and taken him out with whatever, with my First attack, second attack, doesn't matter. But he opened me up to allow me to hit him again. He allowed me to place 24 damage counters in a single game. Never have I clicked 24 times to do 240 damage to my opponents and take 4 prize cards. So the power of Sableye, I was very, very excited. I was kind of going a little back and forth between this card because you honestly do not get to use it as often as I would like. I thought it would be really cool to, you know, play, and it's just tough to get the 10 cards in the Lost Zone, honestly. I was able to get pretty lucky with that big hand and get it all taken care of. And at this point it's game. My opponent Marnies me, and it doesn't matter, because what are they going to do? They have to, like, they hit my Sableye, knock it out, they hit my Crobat, and I was actually a little upset here. They take their prize cards, and look, I'm going frame perfect here, folks. I'm clicking, click, Star Requiem, and they wouldn't even let me click the Star Requiem. Oh, okay, whatever. But hey, we got the dub. Got to show you all the power of Giratina V with Sableye. Didn't even get to use my 2 water attackers, which I love so much, the Cramorant and the Greninja. But yeah, I had a really good time playing that game. If you folks haven't yet, please enter free card giveaway 23, as well as our September Discord, currently giving away 45 packs between the two. Links to both of those are right here on my main channel page. If you've watched all my content and you're looking for some additional stuff, consider checking out my Poke friends listed down here. KittenCatAubrey and KittenCatAubreySales on TCGPlayer, Tim and Hot Hands Nathan over at Pokemon Father and Son, the homie Ozzy over at Oscorp, Arya Quinn and the whole family at Arya Quinn Plays, Eric the Epic, Amy on Go with Amy and Chloe on, EML Collectibles, and the Real Venusaur. Thank you so much for watching, folks. Love you all, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.